J. Cole dropped his response to Kendrick, and the internet is divided. What up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. All right, man. Last night I'm scrolling the interwebs and I see a post from a random blogger that says J. Cole has responded to Kendrick, which I immediately just kept scrolling because I was like, no, that ain't happened. This is cap. This ain't real. I scrolled down even further. There's another post, and then another post, and then another post. And I said, oh, man, this dude really fed into this. He bit this bait. He walked into this trap. And now we're going to see what the problem really is. Now, I understand that this is hip-hop. And I understand that Kendrick started a war with just a little tap. Just a couple shots fired to see what these dudes would do. Drake has yet to respond. He threw a couple little temper tantrums on stage, but he hasn't really done nothing in regard to lyrics, right? Everybody was like, Cole got to respond. And he said it in this song. Pretty much, I've been getting a bunch of texts, right? That you got to respond. And I knew the people was going to push him to respond. But my whole point is, and I'm going to get to all that. I'm going to get to the breakdown. We're going to go line for line, and we're going to go down, is this good, that good, is this whack, da-da-da, and the reason why it's whack, and we're going to get to all that. But I want to say the first thing first, I didn't want him to respond because I know he didn't want to. Cole is a good dude. He don't want no beef with nobody. He just want to spit his raps in his little bubble, come out with a nice verse, body you on your own joint, but he really bodying people that he could easily body at the end of the day. But he's bodying people on their own songs, right? And that's what he want to ride his bike, spend his money, meet his women, do whatever he's doing, and just be a generally good dude. Nobody dislikes J. Cole. Nobody dislikes him. He rides around the city untouched, unscathed. Everywhere he go, he get love, handshakes, hugs, all this, that, and the third, right? So I didn't want this. I'm just going to be honest. It's like seeing your two boys fighting and you can't really do nothing about it. I didn't want this. I'm going to tell you why. A lot of people are like, it's good for hip-hop, right? It's good for hip-hop. It's only good for hip-hop when the two dudes really don't like each other. Kendrick really don't like Drake. Drake really don't like Kendrick. And it's the goofiest beef because they beefing over something so trivial as him saying, Drake and everybody else in the rap game, I'm trying to murder you on record. He said that on the Control verse. Drake never let that go. Everyone else has moved on except for Drake and Big Sean, right? That's why these guys have fallen so far away. Now it's to the point it's irreconcilable. You'll never see them on stage like you saw Drake and Meek. You'll never see that. Because this so in their feelings, it's so deep down, and things have been said, it ain't gonna never, ever get back to normal. But J. Cole is not there with Kendrick. J. Cole has an affinity for Kendrick. He loves Kendrick's work. He idolizes this dude in a way, not like idolize like he's above me, but he keeps mentioning him when he's on a song with Drake mentioning Kendrick. He didn't have to say anything about Kendrick. But in the back of his mind, he know everybody in this room, everybody listening to this is thinking, well, what about Kendrick? This is supposed to be the big three, quote unquote. Kendrick came up and like, stop saying that big three. I ain't with these dudes. Don't put me in their category. Now, I know J. Cole wasn't offended by that Kendrick record. You want me to you want me to tell you why he wasn't offended? Because the song he wrote, he kept saying, I mess with dude. I don't want to do this. But I knew we was going to get that kind of record. Because he genuinely does not have a problem with Kendrick. What people don't understand when they say something's good for hip-hop, it got to make sense. When the battles are contrived and they really not really mad at each other, those are the weakest battles in hip-hop. Like when Biggie said the thing about polka dots to Kwame, and Kwame came back with a whole line of Biggie, and you could tell they wasn't really mad at each other, so the beef never went nowhere. Right? Biggie said, oh, the played out, your life played out like polka dots. Kwame came back with some, oh, fat piggy, something, whatever. It didn't move the needle because it wasn't real. It has no backbone. Now, When Takeover dropped and then Ether came back, you knew these dudes did not like each other. They don't like each other at all. Right? It got nasty. You a fraud, a phony, da-da-da. Like, you know what I'm saying? Big lip, da-da-da. It got nasty. It got personal about their looks and everything. Right? When Pac dissed Biggie and Puffy, he did not like them guys. When Ice Cube dissed NWA, and yeah, they say, oh, we were still cool, but Ice Cube was not cool when he wrote No Vaseline. He really was mad. He was in his bag because they told him they was going to put a broomstick up his butt. They told him that. So end of the day, Ice Cube had a reason to diss. When you got a battle where you don't have no real reason to diss, now you're making up stuff, talking about Kendrick's album was tragic and that he fell off, right? That sound good when you don't know your opponent. And it sound good when it's not Kendrick Lamar. I'm just going to be honest. So what I'm saying is this, and I'm telling you, I like the verse. I like what he attempted to do, and I'm going to break it down line for line. This verse ain't as bad as people making. A lot of people saying it's weak. I guarantee you, had he said this with a little, you would be saying a different song. He didn't say it with that umph, and that's why people are sleeping on it, and the academics going nuts. Yeah, he's going crazy because J. Cole didn't have the necessary umph. He didn't have the necessary anger and the necessary dislike of Kendrick. You cannot get on a diss record. I'm just going to be honest, and I respect. J. Cole is a real dude. And a real dude in a real world would say, I don't really want to do this to do what I like. You know what I'm saying? A real dude going to say that. You can't make a diss. You can't be a real guy. Let's just be honest. You can't be a real dude and then make an out-and-out diss record about a dude that you really don't want to diss and not say, I really don't want to do this to you. That's the kind of dude he is. He really doesn't want to do it, and it showed in the lyrical delivery. And it's even in that. It was some lines in there. There's some bars in there. Right? And we're going to get to all that. I know that's what you're here for, the breakdown. And I'm about to break this down. I've been talking for a minute. But at the end of the day, what J. Cole accomplished was to push this album that he wanted to drop. I don't know if it's an album or mixtape. Right? Might delete later, this and that. You got to understand how people think. J. Cole thinks like a newer MC, not an old school MC. He probably was about to drop this, and then Kendrick made that record, and he was like, this is promo. He made a record on the #1 album in the world and mentioned my name. I don't care what you think about J. Cole. He can always use more pub. These albums ain't easy to make to sell, bro. So he's like, oh, snap. I can throw this diss record on the end of this album, and this album gonna go nuts because everybody's trying to hear the diss record. He ain't mad at Kendrick, bro. I don't know if y'all don't understand what's going on. He not mad at him. I wouldn't even be surprised if he texted dude before he did it. That's how these dudes roll. These dudes is cool, bro. There's no problem with him. Now, I'm gonna be honest. When I first saw J. Cole linking with Drake a little bit, I was like, that's interesting. Because of his coolness with Kendrick. Now, if you a dude like Kendrick, right? You're gonna be like, this dude is linking with a dude that I clearly don't like. He been on stage. We've seen him go on stage with Drake several times, dapping his hand up, saying, this dude's the greatest rapper, da-da-da. And after a while, that's gonna start to bother Kendrick. He even said on the album, he even said on Mr. Morale, that when he saw Kanye and Drake make up, he was confused. So imagine how confused he was when he saw J. Cole linking up and hand in hand with Drake on stage with him, calling him the greatest rapper in the world. Right? Imagine how that feel. It was confusing. He's in the middle of his therapy. He's in his retreat, and he got to look up and see J. Cole, who he considers on his level of spitting, chilling with his freaking sworn mortal enemy. Then he's going to do a whole album, and I mean a whole song with the dude, and put the song out and a video for it. The video looked like it cost $1 million. It's like, oh, y'all you really doing this? Well, let me see about this, because I got these guys over here that don't trust you. And they want a piece of the action. So let me just go ahead and mess your whole thing up. So he spits this thing. The whole world shuts down. Everybody's talking about this, that, and the third. J. Cole got 24 hours to respond. The mistake J. Cole made was responding. Like I just told you, J. Cole is a real dude. He should have been real enough to not respond because Kendrick, let's be honest, did not diss him. He didn't diss him. He said dudes linking up and first person shooter better come with this and that, da. But he didn't directly really diss J. Cole like that to get a whole album, a whole song worth of disses thrown at him. J. Cole could have easily took the high road. I think J. Cole got caught up in, you better respond. The world is telling you better respond. Now, he did respond. And there are some hot lines in here. But for the most part, you could tell he's coasting. He picked a quote-unquote trap beat, which is hard to get really lyrical on. Now, Kendrick did rap to a quote-unquote trap beat, but he had real beef. So all of this stuff that J. Cole came up with, for one, a lot of this stuff sound like a dude that been kind of salty a little bit about not being put in that top 3 for a while. He's been saying that for a while. And maybe Kendrick took that into consideration. Like, you keep talking about how the world ain't putting you in there. Why do you think you need to be in there? You keep bringing me up saying they're not putting me in there. End of the day, what we're seeing, right, is a man backed into a corner. I really didn't want to see J. Cole respond because I know that no matter what he says, his fans going to say he killed it. Kendrick's fans going to say it was whack. There is a no-win situation for J. Cole. There's nothing he's going to say to a Kendrick fan to say he bodied Kendrick. There is absolutely nothing that he's going to say. And there's nothing he's going to say to a J. Cole fan to make that fan think that it was whack. They're already in the comments. Oh, this is better than that. To Pimp a Butterfly is da-da-da. And I'm going to get to all that. Matter of fact, let's just get into the lyrical breakdown. Let's just get into the lyrical breakdown right now because I feel like a lot of his wordplay was misunderstood. People were looking for that gotcha moment. And it's a bunch of gotcha moments. I'm going to tell you why I respect what Cole did on this disc. What Cole did on this disc was came at it like a regular dude on the street that got a little issue with another dude over there. So he's just going to let you know, but I'm not going to hit you in the mouth. But I'm going to let you know I can definitely hit you in the mouth. But I'm just going to let you know from right over here what's going on, right? Now, he did say a lot of little slick stuff that it ain't no coming back from. Because some of the stuff he just should have went all in because some of the stuff he's saying now is showing that he really feel a way about some of Kendrick's moves. He really feel like Kendrick's slacking and Kendrick don't do enough to be called the greatest that he is. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you, full disclosure. I'm probably one of the biggest Kendrick Lamar fans. I love Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Ain't nothing tragic about that. I feel like that is one of the greatest releases in the last whatever, but it's whatever you feel, right? So saying it's tragic is like you're saying some of that man's best work is tragic. Now, let's get into the breakdown and I'm going to get to each line and we're going to talk about it. So I'm going to, in the beginning, he says light work is like PWC. It's a cold world. Keep that heat under your seat. I got a phone call that somebody dissing. You want some attention, but it come with extensions. Now, you're basically saying, extensions is, that's some gunplay talk. Because Kendrick came with a lot of gunplay talk. So he's saying, it is what it is. You want the attentions, but this could get you hurt when you look for what you're looking for, basically, right? So he go, my dog like say the word, he on bullshit, he itching. Done put in so much work in these streets, he got a pension. He's saying he got a man that's ready to do the work, right? For all that talking you doing, Kendrick, about this and that, and look at that K with all these nines, he got a man too, right? So he said, I told him to chill out, how I look having henchmen. If shots get to popping, I'm the one doing the clenching. So I'm thinking that it's a double entendre that he's saying the dude want to spit bars at Kendrick, and he told him, nah, I'm going to do that. So I think he trying to also say He got a street dude that'll do whatever. But I think he also saying he got a dude, JID. I don't know who it is. Somebody that is ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Light Kendrick up for him. He like, nah, I got the bars. Don't worry about that. And that's just the hook. I ain't even get to the verse yet. I came up in the Ville, so I'm good with his tension. He's still doing shows, but fell off like The Simpsons. Now, I don't know if you can say Kendrick fell off. I don't know where, right? Now, maybe the hood is saying, some dudes in the hood saying Mr. Morale was the mid-steppers and the hood ain't messing with Kendrick. Maybe he's trying to say that. But once this like that verse dropped, the whole hood back on board. So I can't really say he fell off when he came back with one verse and the entire hood looking over here at you and Drake like, let's get it in, right? So I can't say he fell off. That's one of the lines where people are like, what you mean, bro? Like, come on. Kendrick ain't never fall off. Your first shit was classic. Your last shit was tragic. He calling Mr. Morale a tragic piece of work. We all know it was an art album. It was for self-help, and it was more of a cleansing of his soul. I think the album is a beautiful piece of work, but some people thought it wasn't a beautiful piece of work, and they're right up his alley. They're saying it's tragic, right? And let's be honest, nobody said that it was tragic. A lot of people said it was it was okay. Some people like it's mid, but nobody said it's trash. So let's just stop that narrative. He said, your second shit put niggas to sleep, but they gassed it, and you out of pocket. To Pimp a Butterfly ain't put nobody to sleep. That's a black national anthem, bro. It's no slander. It's no blasphemy. That album, let's just be honest. To Pimp a Butterfly, I can't tell you, if you don't like that album, you must live over like in Rome somewhere and you don't know nobody black and you don't like, I don't know who don't like To Pimp a Butterfly. That's one of the greatest albums in history of hip hop. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm just going to be honest. And when I first heard this line of thoughts, right? It's hard, right? Don't get me wrong. It's hard to say somebody's albums is tragic and they sleepy time, da-da-da. But then you start saying, well, Cole, what? Your albums, right? You like start, well, what did you put out? Like, you start trying to match up Cole stuff to Pimp a Butterfly. It is what it is, right? So let me keep it going. But they gassed it. Your third shit was massive, and that was your prime. Am I bugging out? Is he saying your third shit? Is that damn? Your third shit was massive, and that was your prime. I was trailing right behind, and I just hit mine. Now I'm front of the line with a comfortable lead. How ironic. Soon as I got it, now he wants some with me. Now, that's a dope line if that's true. If he's saying, he's admitting, I was behind you. I was behind you. I'm cool with that. You was doing your thing in your prime. Now it's my time. I'm shining. And now this is when you got a problem with me. I don't think he has a problem with J. Cole. I think he got a problem with the link up of J. Cole and Drake. So it's not that he got a problem with Cole. He got a problem with the connection of his enemy, right? But J. Cole taking it like, now you got a problem with me because I'm in front of you. I'm doing my thing. And now I'm in front of you now. Let's be honest. J. Cole is bodying a lot of features, a lot of verses. Everything he touched turns to gold. He's killing it with bars. And I'm going to be the first to tell you, he is murdering features. I really believe Johnny P's Caddy, the song with him and Benny the Butcher, is probably the best song of the year last year to me, as far as just a well-rounded, crafted hip-hop. So I don't know if you like, you know what I'm saying, you want to hear some R&B, hip-hop-ish, you want to hear drill, trill, rap, all that. But as far as bars and hip-hop, I think Johnny P's Caddy is probably the best song, if not one of the best 5 songs of the year last year. Let's just be honest. So Cole did do that. Now, I don't know, and I'm going to leave this to you, if you can get credit for bodying features on over and over. I feel like that's a part of hip-hop because they're not listening to whole albums no more. They really just listening to songs. They really tell you now, just keep dropping singles because people only listen to singles anyway. They tell you not to make whole albums. And people are holding them to this album standard. Your albums, bring out an album, and then you can talk. But at the end of the day, people really just listening to singles. Let's just be honest. So he's bodying singles and putting people to sleep on their own music. That counts. But to older gentlemen like myself and hip hop heads, you gotta have a quality album. You gotta have a quality album. And I've been saying for years, I love what J. Cole represents. I love what he means to the culture. But at the end of the day, his albums, full albums, don't resonate with me like they should. I'm just being honest with you. They don't connect with me like a Pimp a Butterfly or a Damn or a Good Kid, Mad City, right? They just don't resonate with me with like that. It just doesn't connect the same way. I feel I identify more with Kendrick than the Cole, right? Kendrick is the college kid, like well versed and just really nice with wordplay. I mean, did I say Cole? I meant to say J. Cole is the college kid, well versed with wordplay. Kendrick is the hood kid that is raised in this, like me, raised in that hood and looking around and seeing all this stuff going on, all this hood stuff, and he's putting it in the paper in a smart kid way, not because I went to college to learn. I'm just smart that way, right? So end of the day, I feel like Cole is a different animal for me. I just resonate a little more with Kendrick. I'm just going to be honest. So let me get back to the bars. Now I'm in front with the comfortable lead. How ironic. As soon as I got it, now he wants some with me. Well, he caught me at the perfect time. Jump up and see. Boy, I got off the bars. Boy, I got here off of bars. Not no controversy. That is a fact. He didn't do a 50 Cent How to Rob. He didn't do, you know what I'm saying, just trying to get in the game on some controversy. He really spit and he really kept his nose clean. You ain't heard about Cole being no jail. He ain't got no murder beef. He not talking about a whole lot of shooting up parties and da-da-da. Cole keeps it a beam with what he does. Is just off of the bars. Cole be going #1, just spitting backpack rap. Sometimes I'm literally amazed at this guy. I'm like, this dude is literally a backpacker making his own beats. You know what I'm saying? He making his own beats. Then he put the headphones on. He write to the beat. Then he recorded. It's his own whole thing. And people call it sleepy music, whatever, but his fans coming out in droves, selling $450 the first, like just ridiculous, like $295 in the first week. It's crazy. So this is just literally a backpack dude, dreaded up dude that you see at the little hip hop open mics. This is that dude. This is one of us. We made it. Like a dude here was a regular dude. It's a regular dude. This dude's at the open mic. Now he doing millions. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's that kind of guy, and you cheering for that. So let me but he didn't make no controversy. So let me see this. Funny thing about it, bitch, I don't even want the prestige. Fuck the Grammys, because the crackers ain't did nothing for me. Slugs took my nigga's soul. Drugs took another one. The rap beef ain't realer than the shit I seen in Cumberland. He's talking about like, yo, I'm not really tripping off these rappers per se. It's a lot of stuff that I'm going through that I've been through on the street. I don't even want the prestige. You can keep the Grammys. He's kind of low-key trying to downplay Kendrick's critical acclaim. Kendrick's critical acclaim, which is well deserved. He's trying to downplay that, like fuck the Grammys, da-da-da, right? That's a theme running pervasive through hip hop right now. Like fuck the Grammys, da-da-da. He averaging one hard verse every 30 months or something. Now let's stop right there. That is a bar. All of us Kendrick fans gotta go, what? I'm gonna repeat that because that bar is so ridiculous. I think it went over some of y'all head. This dude said he averaging one hard verse every 30 months or something. Kendrick do be taking breaks, bro. I'm just gonna have to be honest. Kendrick takes some hard ass breaks. We talking 5 years between albums. That's crazy. Now we get it. He's doing art. He's not competing with these guys. And when he comes out, it shuts the whole thing down. It's 450. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, right? Everybody's waiting on it. The tour is big. He's all over. He's in Mulan, like da-da-da. But at the end of the day, you're waiting 5 years for that. It was like rumors that the joint was coming. People stop like, I don't care, man. Whenever it comes, like people used to be like, where's the music? Where's the music? Then after a couple years, it's like, man, you know what? That joint detox. We'll get it when we get it, right? That's a bar. Because Kendrick do be taking mad long. And when he come back with one hard verse, like the Control, it shook the industry, but then it took years for another one. So that was a dagger. Let me just be honest with you. Let me keep it moving. He said, if he wasn't dissing, then we wouldn't be discussing him. That's a hard bar. I'm not going to lie to you. That's a very hard bar to say. If you wasn't dissing me, nobody would be talking about you. That's debatable. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's not. He's not doing nothing that to make you want to talk about him until he dissed you, right? If he wasn't dissing, then we wouldn't be discussing him. Lord, don't make me have to smoke this nigga because I fuck with him. So now he's telling you, I'm just throwing like jazz, but do not let me get in my bag on this dude. I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to see that. Because I don't want to see him going negative on Kendrick when he really don't want to. It's not in his heart. He likes him. He really likes him. He's not mad at him. Don't let this fool you. He's not mad at him. Now, he's an emotional dude. He gonna say stuff like, man, I was behind you for a while. Nigga, they wasn't fucking with me. Like, he gonna say stuff like that because this is just that dude, right? That's how he feel. I was behind you, but I caught up. Now I passed. Now he's emotional with this like that. He claimed to not be, but he really is. So let me keep it moving. Lord, don't make me have to smoke this dude because I mess with him. But push come to shove on this mic, I will humble him. Push come to shove. He don't want to. He don't want to do this. So now you pushing him and shoving him, right? You can't make a good diss record if I got to push and shove and nudge and motivate you. It's not a good record at that point. That's why he's a real dude. So he's saying real stuff. Look, I don't really want to do this. I like Shorty. But I will. At that point, you can't. I'm just going to be a buck with you. If you got to do all of that, you got to say, I like him, but I'm going to get him. Like, at that point, even if you fight him, you're going to be holding back. Because at this point, you don't really want to smoke. You don't want to hit him. You don't want to fight him. So even if you fight him, the fight going to be weak. I'm just keeping it a buck. So he's never going to, unless he really just, something snaps. If he comes at Kendrick right now with a crazy verse, it's going to be all manufactured bars because he has no malice for this dude. I'm just going to be a buck with you. Everything he says is going to be manufactured. It's going to be a dude that can spit really well. He can write really well, but it's empty threats and empty hollow thoughts because he's not mad at him. I'm just going to leave it at that, right? So he said, but push come to shove in his mic, I will humble him. That's a dope line. Because who's talking about humbling all the time? Sit down. Be humble. He's telling him he will humble him. Now, I don't think Kendrick needs humbling. I think Kendrick is very humble. But I think Kendrick don't like you linking up with his enemies. That's when he going to react. This attack was unwarranted, but at the same time, it's warranted because him and Drake been going back and forth. And Drake did say something on stage about, I don't take mad long to put out an album like these other guys. I don't do that. That's what Drake said, and that's what we got this. But let me keep it moving. I'm Nino with this thing. This that New Jack City meme. Yeah, I'm aiming at G Money, crying tears before I busted him. See, he still don't want to. He don't want to do it, bruh. I keep telling you. He don't want to do it. And the simple fact, you know what? You know what? I'm just going to, I'm not even going to do the rest of the lyrics. I'm just going to go through some key moments what he says because you can see where it's he said, I got mixed feelings about messing with these rap dudes, right? It's over for that cap. We official cap pillars. 2-6. We get at niggas. Da-da-da. I pray for peace, but if a nigga cease these positive vibes, a Falcon 9 inside my pocket, bitch, this rocket gonna fly. This is all reluctant beefing. And this is why the internet is divided, saying that he lost. It's not that he lost, it's that he don't want to beef in the first place and that he's going against his instincts of going to diss this dude. He just want to spit random rhymes at random rappers. He don't want to end a whole relationship with a dude that he likes. And that's why people cannot take this for what it is because they don't understand that this dude is really, he's using this to promote this music. He's using it to get a quick buzz for his legacy once again, right? And what he's doing is just trying to throw a love tap out there so dude will back down. He doesn't understand the kind of monster he's dealing with because now what it is it's like a vampire that's in a dark cave, bro, that just killed some people and then he went back into his cave and he's silent. He has the hood over, he's silent, right? Don't give him blood. Right? Don't give him fresh blood. Because this right here is a wounded animal that's trying to fight back, but it's not really capable. I'm just being honest. Cole with these bars, I like these bars. I'm telling you, I'm in the group chat. We arguing about this. I'm like, dog, he's not trash. I'm just trying to explain to these dudes like he didn't want to do this. But you can't be Crying Freeman, bro. Crying Freeman was a killer. Don't get me wrong. Crying Freeman was a killer. But he was crying when he killed you. And guess what that means? Eventually, he don't want to kill no more. What's an assassin that don't want to kill? I don't think Kendrick cares for the friendship of J. Cole anymore. I don't think he cares for the friendship with Drake anymore. I think he'll burn both them dudes down and turn around and go kiss his kid on the cheek and move on with life. I don't think he cares. J. Cole cares. He says it all through the song. But I don't think Kendrick. I think Kendrick is a blood-sucking vampire. He gonna come out this thing with both wings flapping like this, with his fangs out. He gonna sink his teeth in both these dudes again. It's gonna be worse. It's gonna be worse. But the problem is J. Cole gonna be forced to respond and say things that he does not mean, like Pimp a Butterfly was sleepy and that Kendrick fell off. He's gonna say stuff that don't make no sense. Right? Because he has no beef with this dude. And I'm gonna leave it at that. You let me know what you think in the comments. I feel like J. Cole is caught in the middle of a beef that Drake done ran around the corner, and he done went and got an ice cream cone while these two dudes fighting at the schoolyard. Drake over there with his arm around two girls, got an ice cream cone. He ain't even paying attention to the fight that J. Cole over there fighting for him. Because it ain't J. Cole's fight, let's just be honest. CLBMG, my name is Challz Brown. Yo, let me know what you think in the comments. I will respond. The channel just hit 1 million views. I'm so proud of that. I appreciate everybody watching. Make sure you share the video. Make sure you hit the like button, bro. All right, every Wednesday night we go live with the What Show. We will be talking about this. I promise you. We're gonna talk about this on CLBMG Network. We're gonna talk about it on the other shows that I do. I got the Mixed Down Show. I got Old Heads Only. So make sure you tune in to CLBMG Network. I'm gonna catch y'all on that flip side piece.
CLB.